think the rink was built in 48. I was talking to Donnie Pace. He said he played his first game in school hockey in 49, and he just turned 90 this past month.
The old rink, you can still see it over there, and you think about it. And the natural ice that you didn't know if you were going to skate or not. And the season was pretty short. It might not start till January, and it might end in the middle of February. So you never knew. You'd never get the playoffs done. No. Never finished.
My Uncle Al, my Uncle Jeep, Preepers and stuff, he was a netminder. He scarred all the pieces. He lost his teeth before they got the masks. And, scars in the face. They didn't wear any gear, most of them.
You'd probably play maybe, but there might have been a half to an inch of water on top of the ice. And the goalie usually get a face full of water.
If you wanted to get alley Preeper, man, all you had to do was slap a couple of, you know what goaltenders are like.
Well, all we ever played on was ponds without a board. You got over here and was kind of lost for about a year trying to figure the boards out.
A lot of old memories of the rink, just of the rink itself. The old score clock that I think the Hall of Fame just has acquired and probably hopefully going to put on display. But the big old posts, the old chicken mesh wire fencing that around the end zone. You could see all the dents that were in the wire when people were coming in and they get hit by the boards, and the old boards would shake and the old screen would go back and forth. And like Mike said, without any glass there, people were hanging over the boards and the fellows coming down along the board, and everybody would, you could see the whole line of fans just sort of leaning back as the players would go by, and then they'd lean forward. That's exactly right, yeah. But yeah, like I said, a lot of good old memories from the old rink, that's for sure.
So many ex-Penguins, they were all good, you know. I mean, they had to be good because they played a lot of top-notch hockey, and they was always in the playoffs, and was just great hockey.
Or Billy Parker, Don Gard, and them guys, you feared their shots. I was a goaltender like you, so here they come.
We had to get a little better when the rink burnt down in Truro. Everybody got 2 or 3 players from the teams there, right? So that was 63 for the rest of the year. And guys like Turk Henderson, Paul Blair, and Win Matheson played with Milford, and they were good hockey players. They were, and Terry Henderson, he played for Lantz, and Billy Butcher, and Donnie Dennis, and those fellas that played pretty good hockey, played for Stuyak, and Fats McDonald there, he was a rugged guy.
I think it was real good hockey. I mean, we were all younger, of course, at the time, and a lot of players like myself were playing junior, and then for whatever reason either just came out of junior and there wasn't anywhere else to go, or you just wanted to stay home, or like I say, education for other reasons. You stayed home and played hockey, and a lot of players did that. And like Mike said, the rivalry between the teams is because it was very good hockey. It was competitive hockey.
The hockey was good, and the caliber of the players in this area was just tremendous, quite honestly, yeah.
It had another name that was referred to around this area quite a bit. Hatchet League. That tells you a little tiny bit about it, and my size didn't help me there.
If you wasn't willing to be tough, you was in the wrong league. But in the end, when I left the rink, I never held a grudge against anybody, and I don't think anybody held grudges, but you played like you was playing for the Stanley Cup, and you was out there whether you could win it or not.
You don't see many leagues now where when you're mid-20s or 30s, contact hockey, where you play as hard as we did and had to get up and work every morning. It's you don't see that anymore.
Everybody needs a reminder. You go out there, just keep your head up, and you might get through the night. So that's the type of league it was.
It was a rough little rink. Everybody liked to hit, and some guys would hit harder than others, and some guys could shoot the puck harder than others,
The hardest I was ever hit was put into the mesh right in front of the canteen by a big cop named Harvey for Stuyak. He got me about as good as anybody. Ray Meisner got me too, but I'd say he got me better.
I think it was Big Green Meisner. took some liberties. I ended up with a friggin' whatever that is, chicken wire. I mean, literally up in it, everything up like that. And it was a clean, hard check. But the hardest check I ever took was from Marston Knife Work. Oh, Marston, yeah, he caught me full force. Just coming off the boards, coming out, and I looked at it, was boom, like that. Clean? No, it was clean, but the hardest ever get hit.
This league is how hockey, it was played like it used to be played. The hockey's all different nowadays, and you couldn't get away with what you did back then. Well, there was bench clearing, brawls, you name it. I seen guys come no rugwood on the ice in the brawls with the rubber boots on. I seen it. We was outnumbered, but not on the ice we wasn't.
All the teams were local, and in the playoff time, the teams and their families would fill the rink. There were people everywhere, and I remember after in between periods and at the end of the game, especially if you won, all the fans that were cheering when you were walking, had to walk right through with fans, of course, to get from the bench to the dressing room, and all the fans just screaming. And there wasn't much for bleachers either. I mean, so you were right close to all the fans.
The playoffs in that old rink, we used to, in the playoffs every time at the end of the year, we'd fill that rink.
It was good hockey to watch, and people Thursday nights and Sunday mornings, you'd see lineups trying to get into that rink during playoffs. So, yeah, it was good.
So I can remember the referees coming and telling the fans, you're hanging too far over the boards. You got to move back some, because sometimes you'd be going and you get your sweater tugged on or get held there for a little bit.
All the crowds were phenomenal, really, I don't know if they didn't have anything else to do on a Thursday night, but get the hell out in that cold drink and watch hockey or what, but a lot of them come, and especially in the playoffs, man, the old rink was packed. But like for the Penguins, just a great atmosphere when the crowd was there.
There was a lot of people often thought about the Hatchet League, and they was wondering, like, is ever going to be anything mentioned about it? Because as we get older, and the stories will get smaller. And I'm happy to be able to provide some of the stories, that's for sure.
Well, it was the Milford Bearcats. And the year would be
57?
probably
65.
Yeah, about 8 years.
Yeah.
On natural ice to start with.
Well, when I first started, I guess I played 1 year with a team then called the Micmac Bisons, and played a couple of years with them.
It was the mid-'70s. We started there. Terry Eisner and Timmy and Lee and Philip got together and said we should put a team in the Border League.
Well, I played for the Dutch settlement team. We had different names like DS Roadrunners, Gronos, that sort of thing. I started playing with them when I was 18 years old, and I played till I was 34 years old.
My best memory was, I guess, was finally winning a championship, which was, I think, was a greater thrill for Roger White than it was us. After he quit playing, he was an avid fan, and
We played twice a week, but after the Sunday games, say, "You going home, Brooke?" And we'd all come up and have a pop, and some of the guys would put on the mitts, and not against each other, but they got that old heavy bag, and we'd play the guitar a little bit, and just great camaraderie, like crazy.
Oh, it was the best time. It was the best time ever. I met a lot of good fellows here. Never a fellow I wouldn't shake hands with today.
We grew up there. It's something that's hard to tell my kids, to explain to them what it was like. I mean, you had to be there.
How this is looking. 1, 2, 3.
2025 East Hants Sport Hall of Fame inductee, the East Hants Border Hockey League.